Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Realization must be there. Intellectual understanding also is insufficient. It is the once you know, you have to realize. The knowledge is necessary, wisdom is necessary, viveka, discrimination is necessary, dedication is necessary, commitment must be there. With all that, realization must be there. All qualities are there, no realization, then it has no purpose to fulfill. And whatever we need in our life, whether bare food, like all other animals are getting food, and shelter, somewhere in its own way, even bacteria, all animals, they find their own shelter, and they have, nature has provided for them. So also for us, the nature has provided. Similarly, has provided intellect, buddhi, all that has been given. Utilize it properly in the way that it must lead you to enlightenment. The only purpose of human life is to attain God, to get enlightenment, transcend the nature, and enter life eternal. Sris, we do not have time to pray to God, you see. Man feels from morning till night I am toiling and working here, there, I don't have time to pray. But look at any person, however busy he is, he spares a little time amidst all busy schedule, time to take his food. He never misses his food. Wherever he is there, in somehow or the other, like that. When we are not able to miss food because of the pressure of work or duties and responsibilities, you will be able to, because we don't feel the absolute necessary. Now, without food I cannot live. Similarly, when you feel without spiritual practice I cannot live, without prayer I cannot live, then you'll see that it becomes natural. We do not have time to pray to God, Master, with a smile. That is true. Nothing comes to pass except at the right time. Going to bed, a child said to his mother, "Mother, please wake me up when I feel the call of nature." "My son," said the mother, "that urge itself will make you up. I don't have to wake you up." Urge comes from within. I'm not able to pray is not because of lack of time. It is because of lack of urge. All things will, time adjustment will automatically go on if your heart longs for God. Nothing will stop the inner feeling of the heart. Heart is independent of the external activities and independent of the what you have to pay for it. Nothing. Once the urge comes, You see, suppose two lovers are there, they never say, we don't have time to meet each other. Amidst the extremely busy schedule, they will get lot of time to meet through the cell phone, through this one, whatever means, because that inner urge is, inner drive is taking them. It is not external, it is internal. Like that, when you feel the urge, that's why he gives the example, going to nature's call. The child says, wake me up when nature calls, come. Mother says, I need not. Your inner urge itself will make you wake up. It is all decided beforehand by God what each one shall receive. A mother-in-law used to measure rice with a dish for her daughter-in-law, but it was not enough for them. One day the dish was broken, and that made the girls happy. But the mother-in-law said to them, children, you may shout and dance, but I can measure the rice with the palm of my hand. A particular amount of rice for food she used to give in a particular bowl, and she knows, and that bowl, one day that it is ardran they use, it falls and breaks. With that measure she used to give. Now they can get as much as they need or little more than what she used to give. They are happy, but mother-in-law says, no, don't worry, if it is this measure is broken, still I know how much with my hand measure is there. To Shrish, surrender everything at the feet of God. Last it comes to that. What else can you do? Give him the power of attorney. Let him do whatever he thinks best. If you rely on a great man, he will never injure you. Giving the power of attorney to God. You take care of me now. I can't. That surrender. Surrender comes when all efforts cease and nothing happens. By my effort, then we surrender. Surrender is giving oneself without any limitations, without any condition. I don't give any condition. If this happens, I am yours. No. No conditions. Unconditional and totally. I give myself entirely. Giving is, surrender is giving totally and for all times to come. So surrender yourself. Krishna, after explaining the whole gospel, 18 chapters are there, 17 chapters are Krishna's talk, after telling everything, finally he says, give up all this. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Renounce all the things I have told you. This is dharma, this is dharma, this is dharma. This is what is going to take you to, make you transcend the nature. In various ways, I have explained all the possibilities with which you can attain God. Drop away all that. Come to me. You see, with all our efforts, with all our intelligence, with all our feelings, we will be feeling short. when it comes to spiritual life. We have great capacities, but still it falls short of the need. The surrender has to be there. You have to take. God is omnipotent, omnipresent, omnicompassionate. It is no doubt necessary to practice spiritual discipline, but there are two kinds of aspirants. The nature of one kind is like the young monkey, and the nature of other kind is like that of a kitten. The young monkey, with great exertion, somehow clings to its mother. Likewise, there are some aspirants who think that in order to realize God, they must repeat His name a certain number of times, meditate on Him for a certain period, and practice certain amount of austerity, tapas. An aspirant of this kind makes his own efforts to catch hold of God. But the kitten of itself cannot cling to its mother. It lies on the ground and cries meow meow. It leaves everything to its mother. The mother cat sometimes puts it on bed, sometimes on the roof behind a pile of wood. She carries the kitten in her mouth, hither thither. The kitten does not know how to cling to the mother. Likewise, there are some aspirants who cannot practice spiritual discipline by calculating about japa or period of meditation. All that they do is to cry to God with yearning heart. God hears their cry and cannot keep Himself away. He reveals Himself to them. Two types of sadhakas. One is self-effort, the other is totally divine grace. You have to do the surrender attitude, and the other is I shall do, I shall do. There is, in the surrender attitude also, there are some sadhakas who feel, let me not trouble God. Let me do my part. A kind of bhakti. Dependence is on God. God has to do everything. I cannot do, He knows. But at the same time, his love for God makes him think, I should not trouble. Sri Ramakrishna elsewhere, he tells a story. 3 people were going in the forest. The tiger will be coming, and one says, oh, we are lost, we are lost. The second one says, why are we lost? Call upon God, call upon God. The third one says, why should we call upon God? We'll climb the tree immediately. So, have 3 types of attitudes. We are getting lost means the one who has taken God but doesn't have faith in God. His faith is at question. With God, you should not fear the tiger at all. If it is total understanding and acceptance of God, has his only protection in life, total dependence on God, if he has nothing to worry. But this faith, he understands God, he keeps God with him. But when the time comes, he's telling, we are lost. Second type is, why God is there? A faith is there. God is there, call upon God. Why do you think we are lost? So he calls upon God. The third one, why should we bother God at all? We'll climb a tree. Now, all three are sadhakas. All three belong to different grade of understanding and a way in which they can implement these truths. Here we see Sri Ramakrishna is bringing the two types. One is dependent on God, one is who can do a little themselves. But when we start doing, we'll see that divine grace itself instigates us to do the sadhana with a little egoistic understanding. At noon, the host wished to feed the master and devotees. Ramakrishna was smilingly pacing the room. Now and then he exchanged a few words with the musician. Music is going on. Musician, it is God alone who is both the instrument and the cause in anything that's created. For creation, three things are necessary. One is material is necessary. Another is instruments are necessary. The third is the people, a doer is necessary. Suppose you are going to make a pot out of clay. Clay must be there. The potter who does pots must be there. And the wheel and things are necessary, stick and wheel. Now these three entities, the cause and between the cause and effect, these three entities are necessary. With reference to that, the musician is telling, it is God who is both instrument and cause. Karana, instrument, and cause. Duryodhana said, all the three items are called cause. Duryodhana said to Krishna, O Lord, thou art seated in my heart, I act as thou makest me act. Tvaya, he says to Krishna, Janami dharmam, nacha me pravrittihi, janami adharmam, nacha me nivrittihi, tvaya hrishikesha hridistitena yata niyuktosmi tata karomi. I know, he says, I know what is dharma, what is righteous, spiritual righteousness, but I don't have the urge to go in that direction. I don't have a drive. I don't have something. I don't have liking for that, to go in that path. Nothing makes me move in that direction. And at the same time, I know what is bad also. Adharma what also I know. And I don't have nivritti. I am not able to come out of it. I know both. And he says, because you are living within us and making us feel and think like this. Do whatever. You are sitting in my heart and making me do. This is reality, but how much of reality is realized by us? To tell a reality is different. to experience and implement in life is different. Master, with a smile. Yes, that is true. It's God alone who acts through us. He is the doer, undoubtedly, and man is his instrument. But it's also true that an action cannot fail to produce its result. You are as much cannot, but it's also true that an action cannot fail without producing its result. Good, good, bad, bad. Your stomach will certainly burn if you eat hot chili. It is God who has ordained that chili will burn your stomach. If you commit a sin, you must bear its fruit. But one who has attained perfection, realized God, cannot commit sin. An expert dancer cannot sing a false note. A man with a trained voice sings the notes correctly, Saregama Padani. The Sri Ramakrishna is making us understand the secrets of spiritual life and secrets of our existence. Both, we exist. We have a purpose to move and go. We have purpose to achieve and attain. At the same time, there is other part. We are forced by our past tendencies to act. And whatever we do, we have to experience the joys and sorrows of our own actions. It is inevitable. We may say, because the reference is to the Duryodhana saying, you are sitting within and making me do. But the doership is still there. I do. If it is Lord doing, if he experiences, or if he has realized God alone is there and he is doing through this body and mind, suffering or joy also is being experienced by the same doer, the Lord. He never comes into picture. But saying that Lord has done, and the understanding that I am doing, Kartritva is still there, ego is still there, and I am telling, generally we see God alone. We say, without God's will, a leaf also will not move. That God is doing everything, God is happening. When we see, analyze the nature each time, how the bodily maintenance is done by nature. When I am asleep also, breathing is going on. Everything is going on. I am not there in the body when I am asleep. The world is not there in my awareness. All things are going on. Nature is doing everything. In that sense, God is doing everything. Nature is doing everything. As if I am not there. But in reality, I am there. Actually, nature is doing, but I say I am eating. That how that I comes into picture. Kartritva. Ego has kartritva, jnatritva, and doership, enjoyership, and knowership. Kartritva, jnatritva, and knowership. Jnatritva, kartritva, doership, enjoyership, bhoktritva. Kartritva, bhoktritva, jnatritva. All the three are there in ego. And that ego is persisting. And I feel God is doing all this. Understanding is there. But I am doing, in spite of that, ego is there. Small ego also brings the result. And the knowingly or unknowingly what I have done, good and bad, I have to get the results. So that Sri Ramakrishna is telling, we may have the understanding, right understanding, but realization is necessary. Otherwise, the law of nature will be working. For whatever you do, whatever be your bhavana, whatever you do, you have to experience. Realize the truth. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.